What's kept me going playing music up until this point is a lot of it is the desire to be better. You always think that your next thing is your best thing, and I'm kind of just drawn to it. I can't stop writing. Like, I can't just give it up, you know? It's an addiction for me, and it's a release for me. I'm just drawn to it. I can't quit.
I still see you in the moonlight, you know, the roadside.
My name's Jeff Beadle. I'm a singer-songwriter from Welland, Ontario. The inspirations for a lot of my songs come from my own personal experiences, people that I know, things that I see and I take with me. I hang my guitars in my living room and I can't help but pick them up and want to play them, and oftentimes I just kind of play them, kind of strum an idea out and see what kind of emotions that it evokes. And I'll take that into my car or for a walk or anywhere that I am really, and try and see what kind of emotions it brings out, and kind of start the story from there.
How come you can break another's heart?
I always had the desire to make my own music and be creative with it. And my wife and my friend Frank kind of really pushed me. They're like, why don't you just release an acoustic record? Like, why don't you put out some of these songs that you're writing, because they're really great songs? I was like, yeah, sure. So we went to my friend's, Frank's parents' place out in King City, and we recorded The Hunting's End, which was my first record that I ever released as a solo singer-songwriter. It's so crazy because, you know, I'm not a young guy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not an old guy, but there's not too many people at my age that are reaching to start their career in music, you know? So when I first got signed, I was still working a full-time job, and my wife got pregnant. I was supposed to go on tour in May and June. I have to tell the guys at my label that I can't go on tour. They were very supportive of that, and they of course wanted me to be around for my wife and for my daughter. And all was well and good, and we went on tour when my daughter was 1 month old. I took off and I went to Germany for a month to play a whole bunch of shows, which was heartbreaking and exciting all at the same time.
I wrote you a letter.
While I was on tour, I wrote a song called The Letter that's on my newest record, and it's about being away from my daughter and from my wife for the first time. Obviously feeling bad about it, but telling her everything will be okay, and hoping that everything would be okay, and that I wouldn't be gone that long, you know. I think my wife was just fine, but in my own head, I was beating myself up, you know. Here you have a daughter that's 1 month old, and you're traveling over to Europe for, you know, 3-4 weeks to pursue your dream, you know. Sometimes I think now that you have a child, it shouldn't be about you, you know. It should be about her. At that time, I felt really, really bad about it. In the end, I think it worked out fine.
Hold of me, dear. I'll give you what you want.
It's important, you know. If you don't have your family and your family doesn't have confidence in you, then, you know, how are you to move forward? To have that support and somebody that believes in you is a great feeling. It makes it a lot easier. Currently, I still have to work. I obviously have a family that keeps you busy, and I still have to find time to write, record, and play music and tour. The best advice that I could give to somebody is just make time for it. Put it in your schedule in the day. You have to find time in your life to enjoy what you really, really want to do. or else it's not really worth living, you know?
'Cause Mary, I want